Alright folks, welcome back to another gem or bust unboxing and amp dyno. And yes, this is a gem or bust series. So that is amps that are over $300 that I think are a pretty good value when you really get to judge the amp as a whole. And today I have, straight from Russia via Korea, we have the Alphard Deaf Bonce DB2000.1D. As you know, Alphard is a Russian company. Yes, and they are imported to the United States. I believe SPL Lab is the importer. And yeah, even though it's a Russian company, just like in the United States, they are made in Korea. Let me see if I can see that. Yeah, see, they're made in Korea for Alphard, and that's made by S&I, who is one of the big amp makers. They make amplifiers for Sundown. They make them for Scar Audio. They make them for Wolfram, their Chinese outfit. They make it for Scar. I think I probably said Scar. They make it for Digital Designs. They make it for Soundcube, VFL Audio, American Bass, and on, crescendo, on and on and on and on and on. Bottom line is they're a damn good amp maker, and Alphard picked a damn good build house. So this amplifier comes in. It is priced under $400, and this is a leftover unit. So this is a previous series. This is now called the Apocalypse series. So this would be the AAK 2000.1D if you were looking for buying this amp today. And they're the same amp. They're the same amp, but they're rated about 2200 watts. So this is a good brand. So, you know, I think the important part of the story is going to be the amp itself. So enough of me talking here. Let's jump into the unboxing and let's take a look at this amp. Okay, opening her up. Go from one box to a next box. I've already peeked in, so sorry. I've already spilled the beans for myself. You ready for this? Oh yeah. There it is. And first thing we pull out, we have our owner's manual. And let's just find out how much power this is. I'm going to assume it's 2000 watts RMS. And we have got, I'll take a photo of this so you can check it out better. 830 watts by 1 at 4 ohms, 1430 watts by 1 at 2 ohms, and 2200 watts by 1 at 1 ohm. Well, those are all at 14.4 volts. It does say here this amp can do 16 volts, and it says 2700 watts by 1 at 1 ohm with 16 volts. Let's see, does it say if that's at 1% THD? It does not. So this could be at clipping, this could be anything for that number. We're gonna hope for certified, but you know, I would call this amp accurately rated if it also does that uncertified. And I'm not gonna put that back. Got a warranty card here. So they want you to mail this in, but they're not gonna make this easy because this is in Russian. Yeah, Russian. If you speak Russian at home, you can fill this warranty card out. Otherwise, you're screwed. Alright, we have over here, I know, I'm just teasing you with the amp here, aren't I? Remote base cable. Sweet. And, oh yeah, I've heard a lot about these. Check this out. This is your remote bass knob. And this is not just any remote bass knob. So, this is high quality. I mean, it is primarily plastic, but it's a nice molded plastic. It's not El Cheapo plastic. And this has got a very nice potentiometer on there, but it has a voltage and temp meter on here. So you're going to be able to tell if the amp's getting too hot just by clicking that button. It'll tell you the temp of the amp. It'll also tell you the voltage that the amp is seeing. I believe that is at the rails. And this will also tell you if you're clipping or not, because it has a clip indicator as well as the protection light and power. So pretty sweet bass knob. So I know that this is kind of this is an S&I special, so it's kind of nice that they did those added features, even though this is just a regular, probably S&I amp. But they did pay for the extra features that S&I will put on the amp for you. Because again, even though Alphard is Russian, this is made in Korea by S&I. And oh yeah, make sure you're not being a creepo and you're wearing your pants at home. Here it is. This is a gorgeous amplifier. It gets really beefy, thick fins here on the heatsink. Very nice aluminum anodized kind of beauty plate on the top. You got your Deaf Bonce logo here, DB2000, and of course this is an Alphard amp. And this is a heavy amp. This is not to be messed with. So let's check out the sides. Along this side of the amplifier we find our power input terminals as well as our speaker output terminals. And yeah, they did not skimp on this at all. So of course you get the beefy 1/0 gauge inputs for your power and ground. You can see here it's a true 1/0. This fits in this Toolmaker's 1/0 reducer, no problem whatsoever. And of course you've got an 8 gauge input for super overkill for your remote power input right there. You also get a remote output. So if you're going to run multiple amplifiers, you know, one of the things that I find is one of the most stressfuls on your head unit is people who daisy chain amplifiers together on the remote line, because that's a very low amperage output coming out of your head unit. So here, this 12 volt trigger will be set up by the amp. So you only need one line in, and this amplifier will power a remote output line to multiple amplifiers. So nice job there. And of course we do have a set of summed mono 8 gauge speaker outputs. Both your positives over here, both your negatives over there. And I sometimes get asked, what is a summed mono? Well, summed mono means you could pick any plus and any minus, and you can run a subwoofer off of that. So you could run, for ease, if you have 2 subwoofers and you want to give each of them their own dedicated run of 8 gauge, you could just do 1 positive and 1 negative to subwoofer 1, 1 and 1 to 2. But it doesn't really matter. So if you're only going to do run one line, you just pick this one, this one, this one, this one. Doesn't matter. Along this side of the amplifier, we really see one of the big differences between what makes a very high quality amplifier and what are some of the other budget options. You know, because I'll get some people that'll write in the comments, you know, don't buy this amp, buy an Atme 2000 for 170 bucks or something like that. Well, let's just talk about what you get for your money with this amplifier. So along this side you get your Tiffany style high quality RCA inputs. That is really good. That really helps with the signal. You of course can strap this amp. You do that over here. You'd send this RCA output to the other amplifier, and you would have over here, you have your output master or slave, depending on which one that is for that amp. And of course, we talked about the remote bass knob. That's controlled out through here. Now, of course, you have your gain control. That's very typical. Subsonic filter, your bass boost, low pass filter, which is adjustable from 35 hertz to 250 hertz. A phase adjustment, which isn't just a switch, it is adjustable from 0 to 180 degrees. Again, forget about that one. Your bass, your subsonic filter, 10 hertz all the way to 50 hertz. And this here, this is a clip limiter. So, you know, one of the things that you always find people is that, you know, clipping can wreck their amplifier, it can wreck their subwoofer. You don't want to clip. By clicking this on or off, the amplifier will use protection circuitry to keep this amp from sending out a clip signal. So in other words, you know, if you're going to try to crank the gain, have this thing clip itself, the amp can try to limit some of that damage that you're doing via this, and it works. So another difference between this amplifier and some of the budget options out there. Okay, nothing left to do here but to find out how much power this amplifier actually puts out. So we are going to strap up the Alphard DB2000.1D up to our trusty amp dyno and find out just how well this performs. So we're going to do all the tests, 4 ohms, 2 ohms, 1 ohm, and we're going to find out, is she accurately rated, is she underrated, or is she overrated and a bust? I don't know. I think we're in for a good one, but I'll see you after the test. Okay folks, final thoughts here on the Alphard DB2000.1D. As you just saw in the results, absolutely, this is a gem of an amplifier. Not a budget gem, this is a gem. Beat all its ratings at every single ohm load. You saw the dynamic at 1 ohm, 2800 plus watts. At 13.6 uncertified, this thing gave over 2400 watts. Hell yeah. So when you get that voltage drop, still going to be right there for you. Rated about 14.4, we got over 2300 watts at 1 ohm, so very nice job. Again, it's rated at 2200 watts, so just what we want to see in here. And of course, we beat it at 4 ohms, we beat it at 2 ohms. So this is a solid amplifier. It's a pretty good value, especially with everything that it offers. So nice job to the Russians here. Very nice amplifier, a lot of great features, very well made by the Koreans. And yeah, I mean, I definitely recommend this amplifier. Another thing, before I did this test, I actually had 2 of these, and I actually had one of them in my truck that replaced a XGR 2500 from Orion, and I liked this amplifier better in terms of sound quality. Now, look, nothing beats the Orion for power on a cost per watt in this class, but I thought this one sounded better with my setup. So, nice job. But yeah, I like this amp a lot. Again, under 400 bucks. Give it a shot if it interests you. If it doesn't, I don't know, move along, find something else. But again, I like it, but I have a lot more amps to test, and I will see you next time. checking out the guts. And, oh yeah, like I said, please wear some pants when I remove this bottom plate here. Oh, yes. This is a gorgeous looking circuit board, my friends. You know, you've got these 4 main caps here. These are all 3300 microfarads, 100 volt apiece. Beefy looking caps. There is a mixture of cap brands in here. These are Capzon, so CAPXON. These here, these filtering caps, these are 200 volt Samyang caps. Obviously all Korean caps over there. So very nice. Everything in here is seated down perfectly. These do not wiggle one bit. I could probably get in there with a crowbar and these things ain't moving. I mean, solid looking amp. You know, everything looks soldered down beautifully. It's got the nice Deaf Bonce logo there. I mean, I will hand it to you. I mean, S&I builds one hell of a nice amp. And this is just another fine example of that. So, beautiful looking amp. So yeah, I mean, granted, you could probably find this circuit board in another brand, but I haven't seen one that has the features of this amp. So very nicely done.